Hi Tarot friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Balsamic Moon Tarot and I'm here with another pick a card reading for you. Today I'm going to start with a collective message for the super blue moon in Pisces happening this Wednesday, August 30. I was doing my own personal reading today and I felt like there is a lot to be said for everyone today, or whoever is drawn to this channel. There's a lot to be said collectively today in anticipation of this full moon, a rare type of full moon. Put these two cards aside. So yeah, I feel like the cards want to talk, and I'm going to, after the collective reading, I will follow up with the pick a card readings, which will be, I'll try to keep them short and to the point, and just any messages that you need to hear right now. That's how I'll approach today's video. So let's see. Going to start with some shuffling. What is the message for the collective for this blue moon, super moon? Apologies if you hear some noise in the background. My neighbors are doing some kind of yard work. Hopefully my fan provides some ambient noise. Message for the collective, please. Advice for the collective, please. So what I know about this full moon astrologically is that the moon will be conjunct Saturn in Pisces. It's opposing the sun in Virgo, and Mercury is retrograde in Virgo, whereas Venus, there are a number of retrograde planets, but Mercury is retrograde in Virgo and Venus is retrograde in Leo, and I was born with both Mercury and Venus being retrograde. Venus being retrograde in Leo as well. So I don't know what that means here, honestly, in this context, other than I think that this is an interesting time for all of us, but especially me personally, I've really been trying to tap further in to my subconscious, because I do think that what this full moon offers us is a chance to really explore our unconscious with safety, having trust, having faith in the divine, having faith in the cosmos for keeping us safe and protected. We can explore our subconscious self, our imagination. We can let our imagination run free and really tap into that dream space without any fear here, but instead with faith. So that's my intention for this full moon and for this reading. So let's see what we find. Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. These are the first cards that came out when I was shuffling. The King of Pentacles. The Devil. The Knight of Swords. The Nine of Cups. And the Three of Cups. And then this oracle card, Friction. Okay, so yes, first message I'm getting is definitely about a conflict, and I think it is an inner conflict mostly, but an inner conflict that is showing up in the outer world. I think that there many of us are having difficulty conceiving the possibilities of this moment and having difficulty with either a choice or with having feeling agency, feeling any sense of control. I think a lot of us feel like things are out of our hands, that the choice is out of our hands. And as a result of that feeling, I think a lot of us are seeing in our lives, experiencing in our lives, and experiencing maybe in our personal lives, our home lives even, experiencing the kind of difficulties that are about stuckness and not having flow, nothing happening smoothly, right? Like having another fire to put out, so to speak. Having another task to do before you can get started on the initial task you were all psyched up to handle, right? It's like, let's say you have a to-do list and you finally get the energy to tackle it, and then instead of going to item number 1, you come up with 5 more things you have to do. That kind of friction happening in our personal lives and in our outer lives, the kind of friction of, not getting along with people, or having trouble organizing people, having trouble communicating with people, feeling like there are people who are either adversarial towards you or inconsiderate of you, not making space, feeling like you are not getting what you deserve. So I feel like this is kind of setting the stage for the situation at hand and how we're entering this full moon. Kind of a lot of baggage, for lack of a better word. With the King of Pentacles, I see that this is baggage related to very mundane and pragmatic things, having to get our affairs in order, and honestly wishing like we didn't have to, right? Like paperwork that we need to get done, or taxes that, if you're late on your taxes like I am, taxes that need to be filed, debt that needs to be consolidated, stuff like that is weighing on us heavily. And it makes sense because as we go into Virgo season, Virgo and Pisces, that opposition is about, the difference between really taking charge and taking responsibility for what one can handle, trying to do the work needed to progress, to advance, to improve, trying to make things more efficient. That's the Virgo side. And then the Pisces side, which is really not being as active and actually letting go and seeing the release as being an important thing. Releasing the things that no longer serve you, letting things come to you naturally, letting things appear organically in your life, trusting that the universe does deliver on what you dream of, what you wish for. Pisces is a very imaginative sign, but I think we often confuse Pisces as being more spiritual than Virgo, and really it's the dynamic that can be both spiritual and non-spiritual and materialistic. Both signs can be materialistic in their own ways. So the spirituality is strong in both signs, if you are working with the energies of that sign in that way. So Virgo can be very much about healing and medicines and rituals that are healing. That's why Virgo represents doctors and healers and midwives. Virgo is very close to cycles, life cycles, and paying attention to cause and effect, right? So seeing that, understanding, discerning what is needed in a particular situation, understanding the systems at play, both natural systems and other kinds of systems like technical systems. So I had to digress a bit because I do feel like what these cards are pointing to is a strong desire to have things fall into place, but a conflict, a belief, kind of this hidden belief that things aren't supposed to come naturally, things aren't supposed to be easy, that we are supposed to fight, that we are supposed to struggle, And we should only get what we deserve by, you know, our efforts, right? The King of Pentacles, this is about merit, this is about work and labor and what you have put together diligently, what you have accomplished because you planned ahead and because you've, you know, invested wisely, whether that's education or investing as an investor, investing money or investing time, investing energy, right? So the King of Pentacles is an incredibly masterful card here, showing that there is a level of excellence, but there's also a level of entitlement. And I think that it is the entitlement that is kind of causing the friction right now, because what we see with the King of Pentacles next to the Devil is perhaps the compulsion, an obsessive compulsive attitude, and an obsessive compulsive attitude towards wealth or results, towards, again, feeling entitled. So even logic, you know, here's the Knight of Swords, right? The overemphasis on things happening in a sequential order or in a logical or algorithmic order. Like, for example, I did X, Y, and Z, or I did X and Y, I should be getting Z. Like, very calculated, right? This is very calculated energy. And then we have the Nine of Cups and the Three of Cups here, which are, unlike these cards, unlike the Knight of Swords and the Devil, there is indication of relationship, how we relate to others and how we need others, how we cannot ignore our emotional needs and our needs for connection. So a Nine of Cups person can be very happy with themselves, but they are missing that last cup, and it speaks to the need for being in a community or being connected to others. And you know, you can be very happy with yourself, but you can also, you know, being happy with yourself but having no one to share that joy with, right? That can be an issue. So again, back to the Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, this collective message so far is showing that we are approaching this full moon with some conflictedness and perhaps a little bit of doubt. A doubt that we actually have choice in a matter, that we actually have, that we actually can choose differently. I think some of us are choosing a certain path that is out of some kind of cynicism. And so there is a question here, is that really the only choice? Are you really being coerced towards that path or towards that choice? With the Nine of Cups, we have the ability here to be fulfilled and to choose something that does lead to our fulfillment, both emotional and spiritual. But it comes with a lesson that we are not alone in this, that we need others, and we also need the approval of others, is what I'm getting here. Like, and I don't say that in a way that, don't take that the wrong way. It is important to have people in our lives that we respect their opinion, and so they sort of keep us in check. They help us. These are friends or family members, close ones, you know, people who really know us well. These are the people who help us reflect upon the things that are important to us. They help us reflect upon the dreams that we have for ourselves, and they help us sort out, you know, what is fantasy and what is reality, what is it that's truly nourishing to us, and what is it that's just another distraction or another cause of confusion. I see here the Knight of Swords tackling the Devil. I do see here that the full moon sort of brings something to a head. It brings something to a culmination where we are able to get more clarity on the thing that's plaguing us, on the, you know, what is it that's truly bothering us. Because if we are feeling a certain way, the full moon will surface the deeper feelings underneath the initial feelings, right? If we are feeling conflicted, we will be able to get some clarity on the source of that conflict. We have the Strength card here. Let's see. Would like a Ching Oracle card as well. Advice for the collective, please. Attention to detail. Oh, okay. And the Death card. Wow. Okay, another one. And the Six of Pentacles. Let me get one more card here. The Five of Swords. That has been showing up a lot. And the Page of Swords, the Princess of Swords. So these are repeating cards for me today. Let me move things over here. Devil is in the details. That popped in my head. I think that, again, with Virgo being the sun being in Virgo, we are now getting a fuller picture of whatever it is that we're problem solving, whatever it is we're examining. We're actually picking up on details we didn't catch before. This also makes sense with Mercury being in retrograde. The Strength card is pointing towards a strength, pointing towards what is supporting us at this time, where our strength may lie, how we can, what we can focus on as well, to discipline ourselves, to improve ourselves, to strengthen ourselves here. With attention to detail and death. And the Six of Pentacles. I see here a negotiation, and I see here really negotiating with oneself and negotiating, like, what are we willing to let go in order to have, to fulfill the greater good, the greater mission. Also, what is the ego death here? What is it what is it that we are egotistically attached to, that can be either released or transcended or transmuted for the sake of a creative cycle here, for the sake of a creative, a chance for growth, creative growth here. I did get the Five of Swords and the Page of Swords, so I feel like there are conversations to be had right now that we need to really take our time with and not rush. Like, in other words, if you have to review a contract, don't feel rushed to review that. Don't feel rushed to sign it and get it out of your way, but sit on it a while. Take your time with it. You know, find these ways that you've been undermining yourself because you have not comprehended or not understood the issue. You know, perhaps there are things that you've sort of delegated to others because you're like, this is too complicated. I need someone else to tell me what to do here. You can now take a chance to learn more about the issue at hand, to break that complexity down into smaller chunks that you can understand better. I want to actually unpack this. What is up with the Page of Swords here? And that Six of Pentacles. King of Wands. Four of Wands. Yes, so something is very close by. There's a reason to celebrate just around the corner, and it is going to happen after you get your ducks in order, right? Wait, is that the saying? After you get your affairs in order. The King of Wands is, you know, approaching with an opportunity. This is the energy of someone who is excited for your growth, excited for advancement and achievement and success, and, you know, being willing to compete here, you know, feeling the confidence that is necessary to do something, go bigger and bolder, right? And so with the Four of Wands, what we see is this energy now coming into your life and giving you a chance to celebrate, giving you a chance to hit a milestone, to, you know, to surpass a level you haven't, to surpass something that you haven't surpassed before. This is very exciting. I think what this full moon is setting the stage for is this milestone in the near future. But first, we have to kind of get over ourselves. We kind of have to get over our limited ideas of what we can understand and comprehend, you know. So if we've thought that we don't have enough brain power, we don't have enough brain space, we don't have enough mental ability or mental capacity, that whole idea has to be challenged. We need to really question, what is it we are afraid of? What is it we are holding on to that deserves being examined and maybe let go of? Attention to detail is coming up very strongly here on that front. It's really about examining things, examining even your own thoughts and your own beliefs, and how that plays out in your day-to-day life, how that plays out in the routines you have. Okay. Kintsugi. So this is about embracing who we are in totality, embracing that we may have been harmed, injured, damaged, but that does not mean we are imperfect, right? The perfection is in the complexity and beauty and grace that we have as individuals who have suffered, who have experienced all of life, all that life has to offer, even the pain. So the Death card, I'm really getting the Death card and the Kintsugi and the Six of Pentacles as being resonant here. You know, because this is about flow and life cycles, and what Virgo does the solar energy of Virgo is here to help us sort things out for ourselves and actually prioritize, right? Prioritize what it is that's truly important to us. Prioritize what it is we need. We need to pack light, and we can only fit so much into our proverbial luggage. So this is the time to, again, attention to detail. Pay attention to the details. Pay attention to the unspoken agreements, or even the these contracts that we have in our lives that may be unwritten, but they're still there. These codes of behavior, codes of conduct, expectations, all these things that have sort of been cluttering our energies, keeping us a little bit flustered, keeping us frustrated. It's now the time to sort things out, pick things apart, and truly examine what is actually going on, how is it actually affecting us, and how can we actually improve, right? So not pie in the sky thinking about self-improvement, but very pragmatic steps to self-improvement. And again, King of Pentacles, this is the King of Pentacles energy coming back again to help us here. Wow, okay, beautiful, powerful collective message. That's the collective message for today. And I will now pause the video so that I can pick 3 cards for the pick a card readings. I'll keep those short and brief and really to the point for anybody who feels like they really connect with this message. I really encourage you to pick a card and see what other messages may be here for you today. Okay? Thanks for joining. See you at the pick a card section. Hi, welcome back. So we have 3 cards here. Choose the card that you resonate with at this time, and we will and feel free to skip ahead to the timestamp below. We're going to see what messages are here for you in advance of the super blue moon this Wednesday. So I just was holding up the Strength and then the Star. Pile 1 is Strength, Pile 2 is the Star, Pile 3 is the Four of Wands. And if you would like to pick with a crystal, we have a green crystal here. I'm pretty sure this is chrysoprase. we have this one. It's very pretty. Pile 2, and then we have this one for pile 3. 7 chakra stone. Okay, I'll see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You selected the Strength card as well as the green chrysoprase crystal here. Beautiful green color. So I feel like if you picked this pile, I feel like you really resonated with the reading, with the collective reading earlier in this video, and I was actually getting I got a very clear message before I even started to shuffle. I got a message related to the end of that reading, that collective reading. So I'm going to put down the cards here that I was drawn to again from the collective reading, which was the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, and then the Wheel of Fortune came out. So before I read further, I just want to say there was a message that came through about the need to tune your instrument and how you are advised to do the training, do the work, do any kind of training, any kind of improvement that will get you prepared for the next fight or the next cycle. I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, you have another opportunity here to redo something again, or to make another attempt at something, but so much more prepared and so much more focused. And when I say tune your instrument, I think that this could refer to you as like being a musician. It could also refer to you being an athlete and referring to your body. Like the way that you identify instrument is very flexible here. It could even be software that you use. But I feel like the importance here is that it doesn't have to be an exact repeat. Like you can experiment with how you fine-tune your instrument, and in fact you should experiment. I got this image, and I was just thinking about this recently, but I thought about it again just now, how when we think about late summer, we all want to go swimming. At least I do. I want to be in the water. I just want to cool off. I would love to spend my days just like being in a pool or being at the beach and just being able to cool off and swim. And that's a physical activity. Swimming is actually an incredibly powerful kind of physical training, and it trains you for endurance. It trains you to be limber. So what is it a way in your life that you could do something that's both fun and recreational and eases your mind, but at the same time it trains you, it makes you, more limber, or it gives you some kind of more rigorous training that pushes you past your boundaries, past your comfort zone. So that's the advice for today as you approach the blue moon. Let's see what other cards came out for you. The Knight of Wands. Wonderful. The King of Wands. Wow. Very cool. The Hermit. And the Fool card. Wow. I mean, that actually tracks really nicely with what I just said. Going outside your comfort zone, but this is what will be necessary for you to excel, for you to take yourself to the next level. Take whatever it is you're doing and challenge yourself in a way that's fun and very independent here. This is about following your own drumbeat. Like, it's okay if it goes outside a conventional method, or if it's not like approved, Maybe you have a trainer or a coach and they always get you to do certain drills. It's okay if you want to try a different trainer, if you want to try a different kind of class. I got the Ten of Wands here as well, so let me put that down. I feel like the Ten of Wands and then the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like you've been feeling a bit out of shape or tight in certain places. I'm getting a really strong physical message with this, like physical prowess, physical fitness, physical health. But even if this is not physical in nature, it still applies where you are probably hoping You've been probably seeing yourself as an endurance athlete in a way. Like you've probably been hunkering down and trying to endure something, trying to persevere. But now there is a message here and there's a shift here where you can put things down and you can, you know, recognize you've taken on so much up until this point that it's okay to say no to what you've been doing. It's okay to say no to the past or to a matter that's been so important up until now. It was important up until it stopped being important. You understand? Like, it's okay to let go and pivot and embark on something new here. The message is that even as you embark on something new, you are not without support, you are not without wisdom and knowledge. You are embarking on something new while retaining the expertise and the mastery and the skills from the previous incarnation, from the previous successes, okay? So this is really more about you experimenting and stretching and going outside your comfort zone in a way that just integrates and strengthens the overall picture. So I hope that makes sense. But again, I see you approaching another attempt, a second attempt at a goal or a cycle that you are experienced in, but you're doing it in this way that you can let go of certain expectations, certain routines, certain expectations, goals. Like some of that stuff just has to be let go of, and you need to you're going to approach the new cycle with less weight, less drudgery, less tiredness, and more excitement, a renewed sense of strength and vigor, okay? Wow, pile one, excited for you. This is really great energy, very resilient. I think you're going to bounce back from whatever it is that has been ailing you. Perhaps you've had something you're recovering from. I do think you're going to bounce back. Just keep the faith, stay optimistic, and stay interested, stay invested, stay curious, stay passionate. Whatever it is that you have to do to light your fire for passion and curiosity, do that, okay? Good luck to you, pile one. Thanks for joining for this reading. And if this resonated, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Let me know. Okay? Thank you. Take care. Hi, pile two. Welcome to your reading. Today we're going to focus on the upcoming super blue moon in Pisces on Wednesday, August 30, 2023. So I really got a strong first message with your pile, and it has to do with flow. So I'm going to approach this reading with as much flow and receptivity and openness as possible. Just receive everything and anything that comes in. So yeah, first message is flow. Let's see what we have here. We have the Fool card. Wow, this showed up in pile number one's reading. Beautiful energy. We have the Ace of Cups. So really beautiful new energy. Again, flow, but also I want to say healing. I want to say forgiveness. Trusting. I see that I'm focusing on the dog. You know, I love the dog in the Fool card. The loyal, supportive energy of the dog, like the faithful friend, right? This is a representation of your guides, of the universe. Always being there, even when you don't realize it. Wow, we have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands has now showed up 3 times today. Deja vu. Yeah. Wow. Okay. The Deja Vu card and the Fool card are resonating for me. I see that there is experimentation and playfulness and fun happening. And I feel like, again, with the dog card being showing up as a friend, I do feel like the Deja Vu card showing up as these twins. There is a friend. There is a supportive soul, a kinship here, a partnership, a twinning, some kind of mirroring, like mirrored experiences, mirrored, synchronicity. So again, Deja Vu, the star, we see synchronicity being a powerful element here, as well with the Fool. Okay. The Oracle deck that I picked here wanted to give 3 cards, so let's see what we have here. Broken and Hatched, smother. Interesting. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like a snake is smothering their prey. Wow. I don't think that shows up on the screen, but very interesting image. Fear that the light will bring judgment. Okay. So, wow. Strong, strong, strong message here. When I said forgiveness, I think that this is about forgiving yourself, and really radical forgiveness, radical acceptance, radical self-acceptance. I think that there is somebody in your life who does truly care for you, but you are having trouble receiving that care, or believing in that care, believing in the manifestation of love in your life, because you are. The fear here is the fear of getting what you want, the fear of wish fulfillment, the fear of being held. I just heard that. Smother, right? The fear of being held. The fear of being seen and loved and adored and connected with. Fear that the light will bring judgment. So, there are things you've been keeping to yourself. There are whole aspects of your personality that are quite hidden, quite submerged, and only really known to you. But now you're being given the opportunity to connect with someone and be vulnerable with someone. And I see that, you are quite afraid of that. But this fear will fall away. We have the Broken and Hatched card. We have the Star card. Slowly but surely, the care and love that you receive in your life will help dissolve the divisions and the compartmentalizations in your psyche. It will help you reconnect internally with yourself, with the broken parts of yourself. It will help you heal those divisions within yourself. The Four of Wands is showing up as a beautiful card of acceptance and connection and support here. And I think, again, it is going to show up in your outer life. It's going to show up either in a partnership or a friendship, some kind of beautiful connection, even a therapist, right? A therapy connection, a therapy relationship. The Star card points that with a healing modality. I'm going to see what comes through with this deck. What is the message for pile 2? What is the response to what I said? The Devil. Wow, showing up again. This was in the collective message. So if you haven't heard that collective message at the beginning, you might want to hear that. The King of Swords. So, healing here definitely has a lot to do with forgiving yourself. Seven of Pentacles. There is a strong need here to be independent and to only believe that you are on this journey on your own, to believe that you are not supposed to be supported, that nothing is truly accomplished unless you do it on your own. There's like a very strong sense of independence here to a fault. I say that with loving kindness, but this is very human of us, right? This is a very human desire to prove our worth, and often it's out of a subconscious it is out of something subconscious. It is out of something that perhaps happened in our formative years, the subconscious need to prove ourselves, that we don't get anything in life unless we really deserve it. And so it's hard for you to accept things that you feel you don't deserve. I think someone's showing up in your life and the connection is really beautiful. It's very organic. It's very fun, even playful. And yet you don't really, you're kind of holding yourself off, pulling yourself back because you feel like you don't deserve it. But this reading is here to challenge you that this is not about deserving or not deserving. Love is just love, and it is like water. We need it. you know, it is a necessary part of the life force that connects the universe together. Don't deny yourself love if it shows up in your life. I just want to get one more card for you. Eight of Swords. Yeah, so, you know, the collective message, I think, does apply to you very much so. I don't know if you've been really focused on career, or like, you know, maybe even have some kind of relationship in your life that is the opposite of supportive, and it's just kind of punitive, and, you know, it causes a lot of self-doubt, causes a lot of self-deprivation and self-punishing thoughts. What is this here? The King of Cups. Yes. Okay. So I don't know if you're seeing a therapist, but I feel like this could point to some kind of healing, some kind of healing practice, some kind of artistic practice even. But the point is, this is an affirmation that if you are doing something that you really genuinely enjoy, go with the flow, go with it. It's not about, you know, deserving it or not deserving it. Don't feel the guilt just because you feel good. You don't have to feel guilty because you feel good. Does that make sense? Feeling good is not inherently bad. You are a human being, and joy arises even out of the darkest circumstances. I just got a message like perhaps you've been in mourning, perhaps you've been grieving someone from the past or someone who has gone away, and in which case, you know, my condolences to you. But that person who might have crossed to the other side would never want you to grieve them the rest of your life, right? Like, grief has its own shape and it evolves over time. It's okay to feel joy in your life. It's okay to feel new love in your life if that's where the flow of your soul is headed, okay? If that's what is calling you. I hope this makes sense for you, Pile 2. Best of luck with what you are up to. And again, you know, forgiving yourself, radical self-acceptance, radical self-acceptance is how I would sum this up. Okay, Pile 2. If this resonates, please click the like and subscribe buttons to let me know, and I hope to see you at the next reading. Thank you for joining today. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. This is a reading in anticipation of the super blue moon on August 30th, this Wednesday, a full moon in Pisces, okay? And if you haven't watched the collective reading at the beginning of this video, I encourage you to do so, just to see if there's anything there that might be helpful for you at this time. But you selected Pile 3, and I think it's interesting because the Four of Wands is a repeat card today. So by selecting this Four of Wands and the 7 chakra stone, I do get a sense here that you are someone who has really synthesized a full picture for yourself. I had a very balanced energy as I was picking the cards, and I'm looking forward to this because I feel like there's some very good news here in this reading today for you. So let's see what we have. Containment of potential. Interesting. That was the I Ching hexagram 26. We have the Hierophant, major arcana card. We have the 9 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, the Moon card, an oracle card here. This is 27, something that is never truly yours. Interesting that 27 shows up because the other oracle card was the number 26, so I'm seeing a progression here. The Death card, yes, this is about letting go And the Tower, yes. Letting go. But you know what? Something letting go of you. And that is actually a very different feeling. A very different way to look at this. Something letting go of you. Something that is never truly yours. There is somebody in your life who is finally waking up to this truth. You were never truly theirs. Does that make sense? Containment of potential and the Hierophant. So once again, I am seeing really seeing this reading differently than I usually do, where I think that I'm reading not just for you, but for someone else in your life. I'm getting a strong relationship message here. Perhaps a marriage, perhaps a committed relationship, something that was very formalized, something with a lot of expectations placed upon it, perhaps restrictions, perhaps limitations, right? Feeling restricted in the relationship. That's what I'm getting here. Four of Swords. You feel like you've had to bury a part of yourself, like you've had to keep a part of yourself hidden away in order to protect it. This is a relationship that never quite unpacked the full you. It never quite tapped into the entirety of you. And with the Moon card, there's a powerful pull here towards the imagination, the psyche, the unconscious, because your unconscious self is calling you towards integration, and it is calling you towards a pivotal change. And you're going with it. I see this, I sense that you are actually quite happy about, honestly, something falling apart here. I think you're quite happy about a relationship falling apart. This is quite specific, so you know for yourself whether this resonates with you. If this is not your reading, this is not your reading, and that's perfectly fine. But whoever this resonates with, I just want to repeat that you are finally, you've finally accepted that a relationship that has only kept you hidden or limited or restricted in some way, that your willpower is now overcoming the limitations of this relationship. And I'm not saying that this means you are separating or divorcing. That could be it. But that was my alarm. Oops, that was my alarm. And honestly, it was sort of a... I think for some of you that was like a ding, ding, ding. Yes, divorce, separation is at hand. So I'll make the rest of this. I'll just finish this reading. But yes, for some of you, or for one of you, divorce and separation is definitely happening. But what I was trying to say is that whether it is separation or not, there is absolutely transformation, there's absolutely change, and you will no longer tolerate anything that is restricting your essential self. The Four of Swords here is about you, and the Four of Wands here is also about you. So I read today a message that said purification before the sword, the flame. So it's about how before we break through to the other side, before we break through with the change in our lives, we must purify. We must burn away the crud, right? The residue, the residual energy that has kept us slow or just stuck and heavy, feeling heavy. And now you're at a place where you are going to have so much more flow in your life, and you're okay with it being unexplainable and kind of magical. You're okay with it being irrational. You don't need to explain yourself. I'm also getting a strong sense of, I'm tired of having to explain myself. I'm tired of having to make sense. I'm tired of someone weaponizing an agreement, like let's say you had an agreement with someone And so this actually may not be a marriage, but it can be like a business partnership, some kind of formalized relationship. But, you know, a job, right? It's a relationship to an institution even. But there's been a frustration because this agreement or the, you know, the relationship has been, it's just been so restrictive for you that you are now like, I cannot operate on these terms, I cannot operate on this level, and I demand to be acknowledged and respected on a deeper level. I'm not going to play your games, right? That kind of mentality. I'm not going to stoop to this level. So like, someone could even be weaponizing the legal system, someone could be weaponizing the HR department, it could be that sort of thing, right? Yeah, you are done, and I'm excited for you. I'm happy for you. If this is your message, you know, congrats, go you. Like, wow, strong, powerful affirmation that the things that have been trapping you are finally falling away, and you can have a clean slate once this is all said and done. You can rebuild your life from a purified point in your life. You can erect these pillars, right? The pillars of what is meaningful, the pillars of your value system. You can rebuild according to your true values and not the false values of this system here that's been keeping you contained, that's been containing your full potential. Wow, pile 3, go you, excited for you. If this resonated with you, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. I love knowing whenever I have a positive impact. But yeah, very excited for you, pile 3. I'm just going to go ahead and pull. I feel like I did not pull from this oracle deck. So let's get one message here, please. One last message for pile 3 before we end their reading. Nope, not that. What is the message? Emptiness. Wow. That's, emptiness, and this color green and this color gold, it's interesting because it makes me think of abundance. I also think about the death card, and I also connect it to this card, something that is never truly yours. I also think about the moon, because the emptiness here is really, again, the release, right? This is being able to start anew from a very sacred space. The emptiness here is having removed, having purified the restricting beliefs, the limiting beliefs, the toxic behaviors, the toxic thoughts, the even addictive relationship dynamics. Emptiness is giving you the chance to forge a new connection with yourself, and to forge a connection with the universe, to forge a connection with your spirit guides purely on your own terms, no longer fettered, no longer restricted and confused by some kind of system here, some kind of system of rules, system of, codes of conduct, rigid behavior, rigid thought systems, right? No longer constrained by these rigid ways of being. So, wow, go you, pile 3. Very excited for you, and good luck with everything. I'm very excited for you, yeah. Let this Tower card, right? Again, the flame, right? Let the Tower card, the House of Cards, just let it fall away. Whatever is showing up in your life that was always holding you back, just let it fall away. Release it and move on. Take care, pile 3.